Welcome back guys. I hope that you all are doing fine. So in previous videos we have learned about randomization, pre-randomized method, post-randomized method, and we have also seen about the constraint, that is an inline constraint, then weighted constraint, and also the use of inside operator. So in this video, as someone commented in previous video that please can you explain about solve before constraint. So in this video we are going to discuss about solve before constraint. So before explaining about solve before constraint, what is solve before constraint and why it is used? So basically, suppose you want the probability, you want to change the probability of occurrence. So in one case the occurrence of that value is less, but by using solve before constraint, that is that constraint, that value will occur more number of times. Now you will get confused like what I'm saying. So let's go into an example and see. We will see the example with constraint and without constraint. Let's see what happens. So let's start with, as always we will declare one class, suppose ha, then ha or anything. Our name is what, VLSI chaps, so we will go with that only, VLSI chaps. Then we will declare here two variable, that is ran bit. This is our a, and second one is ran bit 2 down to 0 b, and end class. So you will see the value of a will be taking two values, that is 1 and 0, and value of b will take how many values? 8 values it will take, right? So now in module top we will display this. In module top, what we will do first, we will do handle creation, that is c is our handle. Then in initial, begin and end block, we will what do, we will assign memory to it, that is c equal to, by using new method, this is called the object creation. Then we will go for randomization, c dot randomize. As always we do this in every week, right? This is our start steps. Then we will display this value, display dollar display. Then what are our values? C equal to percentage d, b equal to percent d. Then we will access this value, that is c dot a and c dot b. So let's see whether values are getting printed or not. Select synopsis VCF here, and then run this. Oh, I missed end module. End module. Let's run this. Let's see what happens. Whether we are getting these values or not. So yes, we are getting the value of a is equal to 1. So let's go with more number of repetitions, that is repeat, suppose 10 times. So yeah, so we are getting more values. So now we will apply one constraint. So in this constraint, we will not use our solve before. We will not use solve before. We will directly see. Suppose the value of a, for value of a equal to 1, what we want is the value of our b should be, suppose 4. And now let's see. Now this is our before using solve before. Okay. So now you will see the occurrence of a is 0 0 0 everywhere. So the distribution of probability is not what we want. We want the value of a should be taken some number of times, the value of a should be 1, so that we will get the value of b equal to 4. But here the value of a is 0 everywhere. So now what we will do, we will apply solve before constraint. So when we apply solve before constraint, that is we will say solve a before b. That's it. Now you will see, solve a, let's solve this a before b. So now you will see the occurrence of a equal to 1. See, 3 times it is occurring. A is equal to 1, a is equal to 1, then the value of b is equal to 4. So basically this is one of the use case why we use solve before constraint. So basically it is mainly used for to change the probability of occurrence. So this was a brief video on solve Newport constraint. I hope that you would have liked this discussion. So please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and join our Telegram channel, that is VLSI Chats, which will help you discuss on more topics in VLSI. Thank you guys. See you soon. Bye.